I just finished playing Arknights Enfield, and this time it was different. Not because the game changed, not because I suddenly became immune to gacha, but because I did. There was a time where games like this owned me. Impulsive pulls, chasing characters, spending money that I do not have, not because I needed to, but because I felt empty if I didn't. Back then, I thought gacha games were the problem. They weren't. I was entering them without a compass. I took a long break from gacha, not as a statement, not as self improvement theater, but because I needed distance. I needed to know who I was without stimulus, without dopamine on demand, without being rewarded for existing, without the illusion of progress. And somewhere along that quiet stretch of mundanity, I built my five rings, not to escape life, but to walk inside it without being consumed. So when I returned to Enfield, I paid attention not to the pools, but to myself. No urgency, no itch, no voice whispering, just one more. I wasn't hungry, and that's when it clicked. I was never here just for waifus. I was here for the lore, for the writing, for the strange way gacha games talk about sacrifice, loyalty, and duty. Found families, people choosing responsibility over desire, worlds where meaning isn't guaranteed but earned. That was philosophy before I had words for it. This time, I didn't enter the game to escape emptiness. I entered it from Kuko, from nothingness, from wholeness, from a place where losing a character doesn't mean losing myself. That's the difference. I didn't abandon the weak part of me, I integrated it because becoming better doesn't mean cutting pieces off. It means teaching them where they belong. I love waifus. I love lore. I love fictional worlds that wrestle with meaning. And someday, I want to nerd out about these things with someone who understands that side of me. That hasn't changed. What changed is this: I'm no longer a slave to the system. This is what pressure testing a framework looks like. Not in grand suffering, not in heroic restraint, but in quiet moments where nothing dramatic happens. I played, I stopped, and life went on. That's balance. Not a destination, a process. So if you're listening to this and wondering whether you should quit something you love to grow, maybe you don't need to quit. Maybe you need to leave long enough to come back without hunger. Because when you return whole, the thing no longer owns you. You walk beside it. And that's where I am now. Still walking, still mundane, still human. But this time, with my sword in hand, not chained to it.